Hula is our basis for this curriculum that we're building. And so, you know, when I learned hula, our definition when growing up from my hula teacher was everything we see, hear, smell, taste, touch, and feel. That's what hula is. Well, in Manoa Heritage Center, you can actually go out and talk about the plants, feel it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it. So it becomes real.
I think that it's really good that it's here because we learn more about native stuff because it's all around us.
Anybody know who Hi'iaka is?
Pele's sister?
This plant here on the ground is called pa'u or Hi'iaka. What's a pa'u? What's a pa'u? A hula skirt. What hula does is we're trying to get them to connect to things. So using hula, we decided to look at what we had in the gardens and how the kids would relate to the plants in the gardens, the sky up above. We're focusing on 3 different songs, so 3 different mele. One, a mele inua for this place. The second one is Keaune, which is Beautiful is the World, and it was written by Kavena Pukui. And the last one we're looking at for the afternoon classes is Na Po, which teaches the children the phases of the moon. They go into the gardens and they get to see all the type of plants that are in the gardens, the canoe plants, plants that are used for kapa, for dyes, as well as a lot of hula plants. So Manoa Heritage Center has all of those in their garden here, and they also have a heiau. So now we are showing the kids not the practices of the heiau, but how do you respect the place. When you walk up to a heiau, how do you behave, how do you act? Akau, hema, akau, kahola to the right. The hula camp was not geared to hula students. They were geared to students that were not really involved in hula, have never taken hula, or may want to take hula in the future. But the idea was to bring them in and give them an experience and to see where they live. They could also use ulu to make kapa. What's kapa?
Cloth.
Cloth, right.
Do you see how it has these long strings?
Yeah.
So once it's dry, that becomes the fiber that you twist together to make your kaula.
It kind of helps me understand what our kupuna thought of and what they had to do. And they had to make all their own stuff since they didn't have what we have today. And I'm really grateful for everything that we have today and everything that happened in the past.
These values, of kuleana, they all know that they have to clean up after themselves. That's their responsibility. They are responsible for learning how to walk into the forest, staying on the trails. It's all part of the kuleana. They learn laulima. Okay, it's time to work on our arts, our crafts. We made kala'aus. How do you share? How do you work with each other to sand that wood down? Those values I want them to walk away with. Kukuali'i, that's the name of the house. Kuka'o'o, the heiau. I grew up in the valley, and when you looked up at the valley, you always saw the waterfalls. You don't see the waterfalls anymore. You saw all the valleys covered with kukui nut trees. Well, an invasive albizia is taking over the valley, so you don't see the kukui nut trees anymore. We're trying to reforest, we're trying to create gardens, Hawaiian gardens, bringing back plants. But let's not just bring it back, let's let the children understand why you want to bring it back. The name of the first kalo is? Haloa. Everybody? Haloa. Very good. In hula, we create many types of relationships, not just among students themselves, but they also create relationship as to me and in this place. And I think that's what is important for all of us in Hawaii. That we live in Hawaii, this is where we are, this is Oahu, this is Honolulu, this is Waikiki, even Kaka'aka with all its new buildings, but do we live in the big building or do we live on the land? And hula takes us back to that. It takes us back to the land, it takes us back to what was here before these things were here, what was here prior to that even, and then where will we take it after that?